swear him in.
There you are.
Well, I had it for over a year.
Did you?
Come on in.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Listen, what do you guys do over here? Clear your background.
Oh.
Well, whatever you want to do. These cameras.
Yeah, there. There. How's that? Oh. She's taking mine too. So where did you go? Where were you?
He's here.
Thank you, Joe. Joe, by the way, this is my sister Eunice. No, it's not you, Joe. Corbin. My grandma cat. They start with us back then. A little bit. Oh, here we go.
You? Who?
That next time. That next time.
Paul is so different. It looks so different.
The renewal of Paul and Jean after 40 years of battle scars. So if you would pay strict attention, this is very serious. We're together here in the sight of God and the face of this congregation to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony. which is an honorable estate, instituted of God in the time of man's innocency, signifying unto us the mystical union that is betwixt Christ and his church. This holy estate Christ adorned and beautified with his presence, and first miracle that he wrought in Canaan of Galilee, and is commended in Holy Scripture to be honorable among all men, and therefore is not by any to be entered upon, nor taken in hand, unadvisedly, lightly, or wantonly, but reverently, discreetly, advisedly, soberly, and in the fear of God, duly considering the causes for which matrimony was ordained. Matrimony was ordained for the hallowing of the union betwixt man and woman, for the procreation of children to be brought up in the fear and nurture of the Lord, and for the mutual society, help and comfort that one ought to have of the other, in both prosperity and adversity, into which holy estate these two persons present come now to be joined. Therefore, if any man can show any just cause why they may not lawfully be joined together, let him now speak, or else hereafter forever hold his peace. Too late. I require and charge you both in the name of God, from whom no secrets are hid, that if either of you know any impediment why you may not lawfully join together in matrimony, you do now confess it. For be ye well assured that so many as you couple together otherwise than God's word doth allow are not joined together by God, neither is their matrimony lawful. Now, this is the part. Wilt thou, Paul, have this woman to be thy wedded wife, to live together according to God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Wilt thou love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep thee only unto her, so long as you both shall live? You answer, I will. One hitch?
I was married before, I get married again, I would like to get divorced twice.
Well, I'll just cancel those other two. Okay. Wilt thou, Jean, have this man to be thy wedded husband, to live together according to God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Wilt thou love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep thee only unto him, so long as ye both shall live? Answer, I will.
I will.
Who giveth this woman to be married to this man? I do. Okay. Now you repeat after me. I, Paul, take thee, Jean, to be thy wedded wife.
I, Paul, take thee, Jean, to be my wedded wife.
To have and to hold from this day forward,
Have and hold from this day forward.
for better, for worse,
Brother,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer or poorer,
in sickness and in health,
sickness and health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part,
till death us do part,
according to God's holy ordinance,
according to God's holy ordinance.
and thereto I give thee my troth. Okay? Repeat, Jean. For better, for worse,
For better or worse?
for richer or poorer,
For richer or poor?
in sickness and in health,
In sickness and in health?
to love and to cherish,
To love and to cherish?
till death us do part,
To death do us part.
according to God's holy ordinance,
According to God's holy ordinance.
and thereto I give thee my troth. And thereto I give thee my troth.
Thereto I give thee my troth.
Right. Sanctify, O Lord, this ring, that it may be to these servants, token of their solemn vows and pledge, of pure and endless love, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Okay. I now pronounce you man and wife.
Oh.
You may kiss the bride. And anybody else that you want to. I'll send you my bill.
Well, this is for Paul. No, there's an echo, isn't there? Is there? Aren't you close too far away? It's okay. This is for Jean and Paul's 40th anniversary. There once was a guy who lived in Bayside. In need of a job, he crossed over the tide. In Penfield, there lived a bonny young miss who went to Grandmanan to visit her sis. On the island, these landlubbers met, and the sparks flew so high that a fire was set. For 3 years he wooed her. Then in 1953, the two became one, just as cute as could be. Perhaps it is true that far fields look green, and the ones in Toronto called our Paul and Jean. Up there, Paul became a big city cop, and Jean's job and her company kept her on the hop. For quite a few years, there was just Jean and Paul. But then they decided this shouldn't be all. So in due time, along came Michael and Pat. So in due time, along came Michael and Pat, a happy wee family. They said, that is that. The time passed so quickly. The years really sped past. In retirement, they came back to Bayside at last. Now, retirement may not be all that they say. You work even harder, but now without pay. So the Bayside Hall became more than a dream. To believe the hours they worked, it had to be seen. They worked day and night, and then night and day, and the hall kept growing in a wonderful way. Though the hall has been finished, the work isn't done, for it's the busiest place you'll find under the sun. So they wash dishes, serve meals, and strive to help all. Their motto, no job is too big, no job is too small. So today, we wish to honor this pair on their 40th anniversary, and to say that we care. May your years still be many, and your lives full of love, is the prayer of your friends to the Father above.
First of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming. The more the merrier, as they say, and maybe more so for a gathering of this type. I'm just going to ramble on for a few minutes and give you a bit of background pertaining to the guest of honor. My father was born in Bayside on August 22nd, 1925, second son of Mr. and Mrs. George Mowat. He went to school at the Bayside Junior School for grades 1 through 7 and attended the Charlotte County Grammar School in St. Andrews for grades 8 through 11. He graduated in 1942. In April of 1943, he joined the Army and served overseas in 1945 in the Royal Canadian Engineers. I might take some heat for this one, but my mother was born on June 1st, 1930, to Mr. and Mrs. Barney Justison of Beaver Harbour. She went to school in Penfield for grades 1 through 8 and Blacks Harbour for grades 9 through 11. She graduated in 1949. In 1949-50, she taught school in Penfield on local license. In 1950-51, she went through Teachers College in Fredericton. And in 1951-52, she taught school in Minto. In 1952-53, she was the principal of the Penfield Elementary School. Now I'm going to go back a bit to the year 1948. In 48, my father was working on the new road in Grandmanan, and his boss asked him to go with him to help move some lumber. Forthwith, they proceeded to the home of my Aunt Charlotte, who was living on the island at the time. Here he met my mother, who was on the island visiting. For the next 5 years, they saw each other and became engaged in mid-August of 1953. They exchanged vows at the Penfield Baptist Church on September the 9th, 1953. After a month-long honeymoon in New Jersey, they moved to Toronto in mid-October 1953. On their first day in the city, they were driving down a busy street and were halted by a tall policeman who was directing traffic. My father, being 6'4" tall, looked at this tall cop and then glanced over at my mother. One look told him that she was thinking the same thing. Rolling down his window, he asked the policeman for directions to the police station. The next day, he went to apply for a job. After 3 months of introductory courses, on January 12, 1954, he was inducted into the Metropolitan Toronto Police Force. My mother, upon arrival to Toronto, took employment with the Eaton's department store selling educational books. She stayed there for a year before changing jobs, moving to the Toronto Dominion Bank, where she worked for 4 years. After leaving Toronto Dominion, she took a job with Industrial Acceptance Corporation, where she worked on collections for 10 years, until November of 1967. After 15 years of marriage, in January 1968, my parents were blessed with their first son, Michael. Although some have looked upon this as somewhat of a mixed blessing. And the next year, the glorious 1969, the year they put a man on the moon, the 1969 Camaro, the music festival at Woodstock, and also on the 4th day of April 1969, the birth of their second son, Patrick. Altogether a smashing year. But to get on with it, they enjoyed many happy years in Toronto thereafter, with a cottage 60 miles north of Toronto and the Trent Canal system for vacationing. In 1978, many of my parents' friends organized a huge reception for their 25th wedding anniversary in downtown Toronto. It was to be a surprise bash with lots of friends, booze, and a great time was to be had by all. I was 9 years old at the time, and knowing nothing of the plans for this thing, picked that very afternoon to wipe out in the local playground and put 17 stitches in my cheek, thereby entreating my parents to spend the evening with me in the hospital for sick children. At about 2 o'clock in the morning, they arrived at the reception and managed to have a good time anyway. My father retired from the police force in April 1979, and the family moved to New Brunswick in June of '79. And here we reside to this day. And on behalf of my brother and myself, I would like to say thank you again, everyone, for coming, and thank you, Mom and Dad. We love you both.
Okay, I'm a little tired here, so if I stutter, just ignore it. These are cards that my mother and father have gotten. John and Sydney Morgan, and Franny and Dugan. They're Baysiders. I guess they couldn't be here today.
Mrs. Bobby Thompson.
This is Bobby Thompson. I don't know who that is. They have lots of friends that I don't know. So. And this is from Bill and Bessie Mauser, who are good friends from Toronto. They're over in the corner here. Oh. I told you I was tired. This is the front. I'll introduce them in a bit. Forgive me. We also got a telegram this morning from Althea and Dean Archibald, who are living in Toronto. They couldn't be here. They were just down for a visit. And they came from Jamaica, or St. Kitts, and they got introduced to my parents, or Althea got introduced to my parents by a friend of theirs, Jimmy Archibald, and she stayed at our house for 6 months, and we've been fast friends ever since. We call her Aunt Althea, actually. This is from Frank McKenna, believe it or not. On this joyous occasion, I join with you and your family and many friends in offering you my warmest personal regards. And this is from our MLA, Reed Hurley. Please accept my sincere best wishes on the happy occasion of your 40th wedding anniversary. May you enjoy continued happiness, and may all your days together be as special as this one. Okay, now, our guests from Toronto are in the corner, Russell and Doreen, not Bill and Betsy. And I know, just call them they're from Toronto, and they've known my parents. They went down to Penfield for the funeral. And I stayed with Doreen. And Russell, or Doreen was at work, and Russell was setting up the crib when she got home, and she was wondering what was going on.
He forgot to tell me.
But I guess when, I can't remember this because I was like 1 year old probably, and I stayed with Doreen when they went down, and I guess I didn't want to go home when they came back. I was very vicious about it too.
You didn't even know it.
Yeah, didn't even know them. Our other friend is George Barnes. He was a policeman with my father in Toronto for years and years. And he comes down every year and generally makes a nuisance of himself.
Thanks a lot.
But we welcome them all. I don't know what else to say. I think it's Janet's turn to say something. Come on, you set this up. Oh, okay, I'll just introduce a couple other people here. This is my uncle Herb, and my aunt Florence, who is Herb's wife. My favorite cousin Nina Samarita, and Dee Dee, and her daughter Melissa, and Art and Lois. I'm no good with names. Justice and my aunt Charlotte. She's a crazy one, but she's good at heart. Let's see who else we got here. If I miss anyone, please forgive me because I just haven't seen you guys for so long. Oh, this is the Lions table, I guess, here. Everyone knows the crazy guys there. And Janet is the one who set this up. I'm pretty sure you all know her. She's the one shaking her head. And she had a lot of help. She had a lot of help from the table with the beautiful ladies down there. And the guy. And Les. And that is Bertha Creighton and Les Creighton. And Rita Greenlaw and Barbara Klaus, who owns a beauty salon, so if you ever want to get your hair cut. And I'm very sure that everyone knows my brother Pat over there. He helped set it up too. So, if anyone has no objections, I'm going to start taking gifts across. Is that a problem? Alright. Because I can't think of anything else to say. Thanks. So, this isn't PBS, there's lots of commercials.
As long as it's done, this is what I have to do it. Cupcake with me.
Yes, okay. That is gorgeous. I hate being well, you were pretending.
That's okay. Okay. Yeah. Now hold it, look up, Paul. That's it.
Bro.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That's just a little bit of grease.
There, I think there. Now, I just wanted to say thank you very much to Janet and Rita and Barbara and Bertha and Les and all these people who organized this. Really, really appreciate it. And then Carlotta with her beautiful poem and staying home from Living Waters for us. No, actually it was her brother visiting, but anyway, that's really nice of you, Carlotta. And I'm really pleased also that Marion and Vincent Greenlaw got here. They were there 40 years ago with us. So was my sister Eunice and Cab. They were sort of there too because they stood up with us. And I really want to thank you all for coming. I really, really think this is marvelous. Stella for that beautiful cake too. That was lovely. And all the nice gifts and cards. Thank you very much.
Finally, let me say something now. Some of you girls will appreciate this. When we were getting married, Kevin and I were standing, waiting. She was down at her house with Eunice getting dressed, and she had a bowl of cold potatoes and milk and butter. And Doug Maxwell had to come along and grab her to see the fence and hauled her over there and brought her up to church. We probably never would have made it. So, her being slow goes back a long ways. I'll pay for that the rest of the week. I don't know much else I can say. That the boys haven't already said that. Thanks, guys. There's Pat. Wherever he is, thanks, Pat. And Mike. And George. We started, I think, in April the 2nd, 1954, when I first hit the beat in 10 division. And we were on the same shift and the same days off. Can't even know a guy after 9 years like that. There's a little policeman too. Nobody else associates with you unless you're a policeman. You go to meet somebody and they say, oh, somebody going to give me a parking tag or something last week. You finally end up before too long, just policemen all hang together. So the two down in the corner ground. We're really glad you came. We've known them for a long time. And there's the Lions Club. About half of them are here today. Should have a meeting while we're here.
He's working.
Let's say who? He just sitting there.
He's asleep again.
He promised Mommy's gonna bring over some Swiss chard. I don't know if she's gonna get there or not. He says it's out in the track. Locked up, yeah. But we're all glad you fellows came. Apparently, we haven't much money, but I guess we got a lot of friends. That's a lot more important than anything else. So again, it's awful glad you came. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got food on the table there, so if anybody's hungry, go ahead, grab a plate and fill up.
bridesmaid and the groom and the bride, they come forward, please. All the wedding party.
I'm not dressed up.
Fantastic. Could I have your attention, please? We are now about to solemnize the renewal of Paul and Jean after 40 years of battle scars. So if you would pay strict attention, this is very serious. Or I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Dearly beloved, we are gathered together here in the sight of God and the face of this congregation to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony, which is an honorable estate, instituted of God in the time of man's innocency, signifying unto us the mystical union that is betwixt Christ and his church. This holy estate Christ adorned and beautified with his presence and first miracle that he wrought in Canaan of Galilee, and is commended in Holy Scripture to be honorable among all men, and therefore is not by any to be entered upon, nor taken in hand, unadvisedly, lightly, or wantonly, but reverently, discreetly, advisedly, soberly, and in the fear of God, duly considering the causes for which matrimony was ordained. Matrimony was ordained for the hallowing of the union betwixt man and woman, for the procreation of children to be brought up in the fear and nurture of the Lord, and for the mutual society, help and comfort that one ought to have of the other, in both prosperity and adversity, into which holy estate these two persons present come now to be joined. Therefore, if any man can show any just cause why they may not lawfully be joined together, let him now speak, or else hereafter forever hold his peace. Too late. I require and charge you both in the name of God, from whom no secrets are hid, that if either of you know any impediment why you may not lawfully join together in matrimony, you do now confess it. For be ye well assured that so many as you couple together otherwise than God's word doth allow are not joined together by God, neither is their matrimony lawful. Now, this is the part. Wilt thou, Paul, have this woman to be thy wedded wife, to live together according to God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Wilt thou love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep thee only unto her so long as you both shall live? You answer, I will. One hitch?
I've married before, I've married again, I'll write you divorce twice.
Well, I just cancel those other two. Okay. Wilt thou, Jean, have this man to be thy wedded husband, to live together according to God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Wilt thou love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep thee only unto him, so long as ye both shall live? Answer, I will.
I will.
Who giveth this woman to be married to this man? I do. Okay. Now you repeat after me. I, Paul, take thee, Jean, to be thy wedded wife,
I, Paul, take thee, Jean, to be my wife,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
have and hold from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, and for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
sickness and health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part,
till death us do part,
according to God's holy ordinance,
according to God's holy ordinance,
and thereto I give thee my troth.
and the harvest.
Okay? Repeat, Jean. I, Jean, take thee, Paul, to be my wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death us do part, according to God's holy ordinance, and thereto I give thee my troth. And thereto I give thee my troth. Troth. Right. Sanctify, O Lord, this ring, that it may be to these servants, token of their solemn vows and pledge, from pure and endless love, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Okay. I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride. And anybody else if you want. I'll send you my bill.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mary Love has prepared a little poem for us, and she's going to recite it here in a minute. She just disappeared for a second.
Well, this is for Paul, no, there's an echo, isn't there? Is it? Am I too close to far away?
It's fine.
Okay. This is for Jean and Paul's 40th anniversary. There once was a guy who lived in Bayside. In need of a job, he crossed over the tide. In Penfield, there lived a bonny young miss who went to Brandon Ann to visit her sis. On the island, these landlubbers met, and the sparks flew so high that a fire was set. For 3 years he wooed her, then in 1953 the two became one, just as cute as could be. Perhaps it is true that far fields look green, and the ones in Toronto called our Paul and Jean. Up there, Paul became a big city cop, and Jean's job and her company kept her on the hop. For quite a few years, there was just Jean and Paul. But then they decided this shouldn't be all. So in due time, along came Michael and Pat. And then so in due time, along came Michael and Pat, a happy wee family. They said, that is that. The time passed so quickly. The years really sped past. In retirement, they came back to Bayside at last. Now, retirement may not be all that they say. You work even harder, but not without pay. So the Bayside Hall became more than a dream. To believe the hours they worked, it had to be seen. They worked day and night, and then night and day, and the hall kept growing in a wonderful way. Though the hall has been finished, the work isn't done, for it's the busiest place you'll find under the sun. So they wash dishes, serve meals, and strive to help all. Their motto, no job is too big, no job is too small. So today, we wish to honor this pair on their 40th anniversary and to say that we care. May your years still be many and your lives full of life is the prayer of your friends to the Father of life.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not much of a public speaker, but I'll do my best, and if I ramble on too much, then throw something at me. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming. More than merrier, as they say, and maybe more so for gathering this type. I'm just going to ramble on for a few minutes and give you a bit of background pertaining to the guest of honor. My father was born in Bayside on August 22nd, 1925, second son of Mr. and Mrs. George Moe. He went to school at the Bayside Junior School for grades 1 through 7 and attended the Charlotte County Grammar School in St. Andrews for grades 8 through 11. He graduated in 1942. In April of 1943, he joined the Army and served overseas in 1945 in the Royal Canadian Engineers. I might take some heat for this one, but my mother was born on June 1st, 1930, to Mr. and Mrs. Barney Jefferson in Beaver Harbor. She went to school in Penfield for grades 1 through 8 and Blacks Harbor for grades 9 through 11. She graduated in 1949. In 1949-50, she taught school in Penfield on local license. In 1950-51, she went through Teachers College in Fredericton. And in 1951-52, she taught school in Minto. In 1952-53, she was the principal of the Penfield Elementary School. Now I'm going to go back a bit to the year 1948. In 48, my father was working on the new road in Grand Manan, and his boss asked him to go with him to help move some lumber. Forthwith, they proceeded to the home of my Aunt Charlotte, who was living on the island at the time. Here he met my mother, who was on the island visiting. For the next 5 years, they saw each other and became engaged in mid-August of 1953. They exchanged vows at the Penfield Baptist Church on September the 9th, 1953. After a month-long honeymoon in New Jersey, they moved to Toronto in mid-October 1953. On their first day in the city, they were driving down a busy street and were halted by a tall policeman who was directing the traffic. My father, being 6 foot 4 inches tall, looked at this tall cop and then glanced over at my mother. One look told him that she was thinking the same thing. Rolling down his window, he asked the policeman for directions to the police station. The next day, he went to apply for a job. After 3 months of introductory courses, on January 12, 1954, he was inducted into the Metropolitan Toronto Police Force. My mother, upon arrival to Toronto, took employment with the Eaton's department store selling educational books. She stayed there for a year before changing jobs, moving to the Toronto Dominion Bank, where she worked for 4 years. After leaving Toronto Dominion, she took a job with Industrial Acceptance Corporation, where she worked on collections for 10 years, until November of 1967. After 15 years of marriage, in January 1968, my parents were blessed although some had looked upon this as some of a mixed blessing. And the next year, the glorious 1969, the year they put a man on the moon, the 1969 Camaro, the music festival at Woodstock, and also on the 4th day of April 1969, the birth of their second son, Patrick. Altogether a smashing year. But get on with it. They enjoyed many happy years in Toronto thereafter, with a cottage 60 miles north of Toronto and the Trent Canal system for vacationing. In 1978, many of my parents' friends organized a huge reception for their 25th wedding anniversary in downtown Toronto. It was to be a surprise bash with lots of French booze and great times to be had by all. I was 9 years old at the time, and knowing nothing of the plans for the thing, picked that very afternoon to wipe out the local playground and put 17 stitches in my cheek, thereby entreating my parents to spend the evening with me in the hospital for sick children. At about 2 o'clock in the morning, they arrived at the reception and managed to have a good time anyway. My father retired from the police force in April 1979, and the family moved to New Brunswick in June of 79. And here we reside to this day. And on behalf of my brother and myself, I would like to say thank you again, everyone, for coming, and thank you, Mom and Dad. We love you both.
These are cards that my mother and father have gotten. John and Sydney Morgan, and Franny and Dugan. They're based out of, I guess they couldn't be here today.
Mrs. Bobby Thompson.
Mrs. Bobby Thompson. I don't know who that is. They have lots of friends tonight. And this is from Bill and Bessie Mauser, who are good friends from Toronto. They're over in the corner here. Oh. I told you, I'm sorry, this is rough. I'll introduce them in a bit. We also got a telegram this morning from Althea and Dean Archibald, who are living in Toronto. They couldn't be here. They were just down for a visit. And they came from Jamaica, or St. Kitts, and they got introduced to my parents, or Althea got introduced to my parents by a friend of theirs, Jimmy Archibald, and she stayed at our house for 6 months, and we've been fast friends ever since. We call her Aunt Althea, actually. This is from Frank McKenna, believe it or not.
Good friends, people.
On this joyous occasion, I join with you and your family and many friends in offering you my warmest personal regards. And this is from our MLA, Reed Hurley. Please accept my sincere best wishes on the happy occasion of your 40th wedding anniversary. May you enjoy continued happiness, and may all your days together be as special as this one. Okay, now our guests from Toronto are in the corner, Russell and Doreen, not Bill and Betsy. Yeah, they're from Toronto, and they've known my parents, God knows how long, 30 years, 40 years, 30 years. As a matter of fact, Doreen is the one, when my mother's father passed away, they went down to Penfield for the funeral, and I stayed with Doreen, and Russell, or Doreen was at work, and Russell was setting up the crib when she got home, and she was wondering what was going on. But I guess when, I can't remember this because I was like 1 year old probably, and I stayed with Doreen when they went down, and I guess I didn't want to go home when they came back. I was very vicious about it too.
You didn't even know it.
Yeah, they didn't know me. Our other friend is George Barnes. He was a policeman with my father in Toronto for years and years, and he comes down every year and generally makes a nuisance of himself. Thanks a lot. But we welcome them all. I don't know what else to say. I think it's Janet's turn to say something. You want to set this up? And her husband Cal is my Aunt Florence, who is Herb's wife. My favorite cousin Nina Samerida, and Dee Dee, and her daughter Melissa, and Art and Lois. I'm not good with names. Justice and my home. And my Aunt Charlotte. She's a crazy one, but she's good at heart. Let's see what else we got here. If I miss anyone, please forgive me because I just haven't seen you guys for so long. Oh, this is the Lions table, I guess, here. Everyone knows the crazy guys there. And Janet is the one who set this up. I'm pretty sure you all know her. She's the one shaking her head. And she had a lot of help. table with the beautiful ladies down there. And the guy.
And Leslie.
And that is Bertha Creighton and Les Creighton. And Rita Greenlaw and Barbara Klaus, who owns a beauty salon. So if you ever want to get your hair done. And I'm very sure that everyone knows my brother Pat over there. He helped set it up too. So if anyone has no objections, I'm going to start taking gifts across.
Yes.
Is that a problem? All right. Because I can't think of anything else to say. Thanks. Made this cake. Our cake was made by Stella over here. And she does a lot of cakes, I guess, and they're always very nice. So anyone who wants a wedding cake done, she can do what to do. Use business there. This isn't PBS. There's lots of commercials.
That is gorgeous. I hate being much of Well, do her pin.
Now hold it, look out, Paul. That's it. Oh, yes, yep.
Okay, inside this pot are some critters.
Yes, sir.
That's what my chef calls them.
Thank you very
Didn't
much.
So you're gonna have lobster cookouts all the time now.
Thank you very much. Now, what did you tell him he had to untie all of them? Hey, Marion, you tell him he had to untie all of them? Yes, sir. 40 years ago.
This one's from Barb and Gord,
Oh.
our clubs.
You want a chainsaw?
I'm sure that,
Barb says this isn't an ashtray.
listen, I'm sure that Gordy must have picked it up, it's so beautiful. It's lovely.
Creighton, and Tim and Lil. Who's Lil?
His fiance.
Tim?
Yeah.
Congratulations. I guess he'll be next, eh?
When is the date?
The 23rd of October, 23rd.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
23rd of October.
23rd of October.
Pardon?
Thank you very much for being on that. It's either.
And this one's from Rita Greenlaw.
Now, I'm just curious to know, if this decoration up here is a wedding gift. I would think I've seen that wedding gift before. It's gorgeous.
Where's the safety?
Well, those house being auctioned off down there in St. Stephen. And that was the only thing I wanted to bid on, I think. And I didn't get there in time. It was already taken. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. Now who's that? Rita?
Never mind.
That's Rita?
One of the three.
Is that Martha?
Just guess.
I really, really think that is one. Yes, sir.
Does it look a little different, Jane?
Yes, it does. Quite a bit different. And who did all that?
Rita.
Rita? It is beautiful. Yes, sir. Ooh, isn't that lovely?
A special 40th anniversary. Rejoicing with you as you celebrate the 40 years God has given you together. O perfect love, all human thought transcending. Lowly we kneel in prayer before thy throne, that theirs may be the love which knows no ending, whom thou forevermore dost join in one. And this I pray, that your love may around yet more and more. Abound, not around.
Isn't that beautiful? Thank you very much.
Go home, go to sleep, man.
It's 18 hours days to catch up. Ever
I
thoughtful.
saw her. There she is. Thank you, Trina.
Ah, you had behind last week.
Yes, I need those. I need those. This is such a oh, she knows I go for that. Barbara Smith?
Los Angeles.
Isn't that lovely? Thank you very, very much. You know I go for plants now, right? Yes.
That's a beautiful understanding. Perfect together.
Barbara Smith does those too. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, they are, they're very nice.
And this one's from Cecil Greenlaw and Carol and the kids.
Oh, for goodness sake. Cecil didn't make it? You should do these two. Cecil and Carol very, very much. That's adding to my collection of bills too. Thank you.
And the flowers are from Jimmy and Eva Bryant, who couldn't be here today. And this one's from Bill and Betsy in the corner there. Russ and Debbie.
Oh, that's what you color. Wow. Thank you very, very much. You're great.
And this one is from the lovely and talented Kathy Terry. And her brother. Kevin. I can't see him, so. Who's that? Totally fine.
Sleep.
He's honest anyways. Okay, this is from Jill Dustin.
I didn't go right under your bed. I didn't go down your
Yeah, everybody, and, I don't know, because I admire you. Yes, sir. 40 years is a long time. Thank Jill for me. That's lovely. For us. You're in you are so really.
Probably for 40 years anyway.
And this one's from Rick and Bonnie Stafford.
You just didn't recognize you. I lost it a couple times. Did she saw you like 50 or something like that? 70. 70? Thank you very much.
And the bunny doll is from Janet and Carlotta.
Dear Miss Janet, and dear girls, thank you very, very much. That was lovely.
And this one's from Ken Young.
That is beautiful. I think you know that so beautifully done out. You wake up. Thank you very much. shuffle yourself through?
Oh, myself, yeah.
Every Sunday. Oh, thank you so While I was visiting in Toronto, I admired this. While in Toronto, I was admiring this, and Barney hit it, because he thought I was going to steal it. So we got it for our anniversary.
Myself and my girlfriend Tracy.
Oh. I'm sure that Tracy had the ability of that. Yes, sir.
You don't want to miss anything.
Oh, Michael, is that my
Oh, hey.
Okay. We have a reaction.
Because she's probably about to see what's going on.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't think about that. I want this Sammy.
This is just because she knows and just call up Raider building.
All the neighbors all over the place now.
Congratulations for the prizes on the phone.
Thank you very much. That is really nice. Yes, sir.
Okay, there's also a lot of present cards here.